Hey there, it's Jeff from Fred's Music Shop, 212 West Lancaster Avenue in Shillington, PA. I think we're doing a demo today. Are we doing a demo there, Glenster?
Yes, indeed we are. And today we're going to be doing a demo of the Fender Excelsior Tube Combo Amp. The Fender Excelsior Tube Amp is a small 13-watt amplifier powered by two 6v6 output tubes and two 12AX7 preamp tubes. There's a 15-inch special design speaker in it. It works really well with instrument, microphone, and accordions. Each individually have an optimized circuitry. To control the amp, we have from right to left our volume control, a knob for tailoring in how dark or bright the inherent sound will be, and a knob to control not only the speed but the waveform of the tremolo circuit, which is built in. Okay, so let's show you really quick what I'm using, and we'll get some simple tones out of this simple rig. We're running through a Buzz Feiten Guitars T-Pro in Robin Egg Blue. Everything stock. Very cool guitar, maple neck, Feiten pickups, brass saddles. And just for a little tiny bit of front end push, we're going to be using the tape saturation side of a Strymon Deco with both saturation and volume controls at about noon. And that's about as simple as it's going to get. Everything else, I'm just going to manipulate some sounds from the amp and the guitar, and everything else is going to stay the same. So right now I'm on the bridge pickup. I have the volume at about halfway. The bright switch, or the bright control, is a little bit under halfway, and the tremolo is off. So this is the exact same sound that you heard at the beginning of the video. Straight ahead, aggressive sound, and we're getting all of that front end saturation for the most part characteristically from the power tubes, and just a little bit of tonal characteristic is coming from the Deco, as I don't have much of the saturation dialed in. So what you're hearing really is just the pickups working the amp from the power section, which is nice. So you've heard what the Excelsior can do at some more full-bore saturated settings. Let's take the volume control back down a little bit and darken up the sound via the dark knob and switch to my neck pickup and see if we can get some more mellow tones. We're going to keep the Strymon Deco tape saturation side on, however, because like I said, we are using it for some tonal characteristics and not for some saturation. So I'll bring the volume down to about maybe a quarter of the way up. And when you move to the left, the sound gets darker, so we're on the neck pickup. My tone control is still all the way up, keep in mind. So like I said, the volume on my guitar is still all the way up. We're on the neck pickup, the tone control is all the way up. I just darkened up the signal, which inherently takes just a little bit of the edge off, and just brought the volume down another quarter, and it cleans up very, very nicely. And the nice thing about this amp is a lot of non-reverb tube amps that I play seem to be, I seem to be missing the reverb when I play them, but that's not the case with this amp, just because it responds really well. So let's bring some of that tremolo in and move to the middle pickup. I'm going to bring the tremolo to about halfway, so we're about halfway speed. And it is a square wave tremolo, in case that interests any of you at home. So middle pickup, very liquidy, very reminiscent of some older Fender tones. I'm going to bring just a little bit of brightness in, but not quite to where we were in the beginning, so a little bit more under halfway. Let's bring the tremolo speed up to 3/4 of the way up. I'll bring a little bit more brightness in, but not quite as much as the beginning of the video, and I'm going to switch to my bridge pickup. And here's the sound that we get, and the volume is still only 1/4 of the way up. the volume back to where we were in the beginning, so about halfway up. We're going to stay on the bridge pickup. Okay, so the final sound we're going to do is just crank this sucker all the way up, leave the bright switch in the middle position, and take the tremolo all the way off. And here's what that sounds like. So this is the Fender Excelsior, all output and preamp tubes working at full tilt, and all 13 watts of output power being put to good use. Here's what that sounds like. So there you have it, a few simple sounds simply achieved with a very simple setup and a simple amp. Just to mention to you guys, this Excelsior is a pre-owned amp. It does come with the cover. We are selling it for $350 flat. That's without the tax, of course. If you would like to come in and check out the Excelsior on your own, you're welcome to do that. I would also like to point out the fact that it does take pedals really well. As you might have heard how it sounded with the Strymon. We only used the tape saturation side, and like I said, we didn't change any of those settings. We didn't use any of the double tracker sides, just for some tonal flavoring, but it was really, really receptive to that, which I didn't expect. So I was pleasantly surprised, and I think you will be too. It really brings out the characteristic of whatever guitar you play. We chose a couple different guitars. We went with the Feiten, just because it seems like maybe that classic telly sound is something that it favors, although it sounds good with a wide array of guitars, and with humbuckers and single coils. So thanks for checking this video out, and hopefully we'll see you in here to try out the Fender Excelsior for yourself. Okay.